Hello everyone, Myzzrym here, bringing you today another episode of Learn From Your Mistake. We're going to take a look at a game submitted by Alevyr playing the Luna on the mid lane. So very quickly, let's start the game. Luna, as a solo mid hero, is not a bad choice.
30 seconds
She has a strong, last hit potential with the Lunar Blessing, and she has the strong Loosen Beam to harass down the enemy. Plus, once she reaches level 6, she can basically have free reign of the runes, because if she meets someone alone in the river with Eclipse, it's a guaranteed kill at level 6, 7, or even above. So, that being said, and she's going for the Bottle Rush, item build. So 3 Ironwood Branch into 1 Tango, and she also got an extra healing salve just in case. So, another good decision she makes is going for the 0-second rune, because if you get in double damage like she did, or if you get an illusion rune, this is 1 or 2 creep waves that you have reign over, because you will have approximately 200% of your opponent's base damage. What I wanted to say, however, is in this game, Luna might not be the best hero suited mid. Why do I say this? If you look at her own lineup, you have Warlock and you have Wisp. This is 2 very good support heroes. And as a Luna, you want to have farm over levels. Luna really likes getting early levels because of getting the Eclipse early and everything, but getting the farm is more important. Now, the problem is, she still decided to go for a mid, and mid lane is going to be Invoker. Invoker going Exhort means 2 things. It means that he will have more range than you have, he will have more base damage if he goes Exhort, and also he has the ability to kill you very, very quickly with a Cold Snap plus right click. So you will get, you will get out lane normally, like she's actually getting right now. She misses she missed a lot of last hits, and he gets a lot of denies. And we're gonna see later on in the game that he actually really not take control of the mid lane, because Luna will not die to Invoker, but he will really win the mid lane in terms of levels and creep kills. Now, as a Luna, if you go for or as any other, mid-game hero that goes for a Bottle Rush, you really want to get that bottle as early as possible. The best would be before the 2 minutes mark. And how you do this? You can use spells to get the creep kills if you cannot get it by your right clicks. Luna has 330 range only, so she will have a hard time going into the creeps to last hits. If Invoker actually wants, he will right click her away, so she will take a lot of harassment. And now she has 600 gold, but not a bottle, because the courier is getting used by the Warlock. So now she's gonna go aggressive on the Invoker, and you see that she can still deal a lot of damage if the Invoker is not careful. But she went for a 1-1-1 build, which is a mistake in my opinion. As a Luna, level 1, you want a Lunar Blessing, because you won't be able to do much with a level 1 Loosen Beam. It's 75 damage only. And the Ministun isn't going to save you, for example, if you get ganked. So Lunar Blessing level 1 helps you getting this base damage higher and stay on the lane against an Exhort Invoker in terms of right click and deny ability. And getting the level 3 into Moonglaive is something you shouldn't do, because Moonglaive will give you 1 bounce, and this bounce will be useless. At the very best, it will bounce on your enemy hero, but this is a lucky bounce, and it will deal almost no damage. At the very worst, it will bounce on the creeps, like you just see here. She tried to deny one of her own creeps, it bounces on the range creep, and it allows the Invoker to get a free deny. So you will push the lane for no reason. And plus you will delay the level 2 Loosen Beam. So level 1, Lunar Blessing, level 2 and 3, go for Loosen Beam. And then level 4, go for either Moonglaive or Lunar Blessing. I would say Lunar Blessing, because you need this extra right click ability. And then max the Loosen Beam. Now you're full on mana, you have to use Loosen Beam to harass down the Invoker. One thing to consider is, I have an Invoker against me, he can use Quas to heal up, right? So why do I even bother harassing him down? Fact of the matter is, if you force your enemy to heal up with Quas, it is time he spends not having these Exhort balls going around him. So less right click damage, less ability to harass you down, and also less ability to last hit. So you have to really harass down the Invoker with your Lucent Beam from far away. Because if he's not full on health, he will be hard pressed to go and guess this last hit denies, because you will be able to throw those Lucent Beam again and again and again since you have the bottle. So really, mana management here, lane management, lane control, this you have to work on. You're full mana, you have Lucent Beams, it deals a lot of damage, 225 damage, you might even get a lucky kill if he does not pay attention. So when you're full mana, when you're full mana, especially if you have a way to regain your mana like a bottle, please use the Lucent Beam a lot to actually do damage. So now you see Luna is keeping the farm up, and she's gonna find an invisibility rune. So 2 sets of bottle wasted, 3 sets of bottle wasted actually, because the first set also were wasted because it only healed your life. All this mana is wasted mana, and 3 charge is 210 mana that is wasted. It's 2 Lucent Beam. It's almost 500 damage on an enemy hero. So you might have forced him to even go back on his in his fountain, you know, not letting the time to farm up. Right now he managed to gain 1,500 gold, and if you see the camera here, the current gold, not the current gold, the gold earned, we see that the Invoker is sitting with 1,500 and you're sitting with 900 only. So he's 550 gold above the Luna, which is something you really don't want. So Luna here takes the invisible rune and decides to go and gank. I do not question this decision because the lane is pushed towards her favor, the creeps are almost next to her tower, but she does not see an enemy hero. So that means either they know because the Invoker pinged, or that means that they might be here and thinking themselves of going on their Luna allies. Now, if you have an invisibility rune in your bottle, use it and then run this way if you want really to check. Otherwise, if you do not see the enemy heroes, you're a Luna, you're not a Night Stalker, you're not a Pudge. So that means you do not rely on ganking that much. You really rely on getting farm. More so than the Pudge, more so than the Night Stalker, more so than any ganker that is middle lane, you need the farm. So if you see that the enemy have actually backed off from the lane, do not try and push your luck. Decide to go back and farm. And if you use this invisibility rune, you might even get a kill on the Invoker if you actually wear him down. The problem is you didn't. So now you see that Alevyr is wasting time standing here, not doing anything. And now the enemy are gonna pop up. So this is time wasted. This is time away from your farm. And every moment you spend away is, you know, you see the gap, it widens. So let's go back to the player perspective. And Luna here. So right now again missing a lot of last hits. 15 last hits in 6 minutes. Not that good. And now she goes down for a bottom lane gank. Now let's pause for a minute and consider the enemies on the bottom lane. You have a Dragon Knight, you have a Morphling. Dragon Knight, a very tanky hero, so it will be hard to bring down, except if you have your full ultimate on him. And Morphling, a hero that can, you know, waveform away or more strength, so gain health. So the two of them will be hard to bring down. So you have to land a perfect ultimate. You have to be careful about not screwing up. It's not like you're ganking someone like Lina. And Lina, she's squishy as hell, and she'll just die if you actually manage to land like 3 hits of your ultimate on her. So it's not a Crystal Maiden, it's not a Lina, it's a Morphling plus a Dragon Knight. 2 of them very tanky, 2 of them very hard to bring down. So let's see what she's gonna do. She's invisible, so she has the time for her favor. She still has like half of the time, and she wants to go on the Morphling. So here it's a bad position. Why is this? There are a lot of creeps around, so that means if you use the ultimate will be bouncing on the creeps and wasting this ultimate. It's like the Juggernaut ultimate. You want to be using it when you're alone with the enemy. So Dragon Knight here goes away, and one choice you could have made is go for the Dragon Knight, because even if he's tanky, if you land a full ultimate on him and plus a Lucent Beam, you have full mana, you can do so, he will die. That means if you just, you know, trap him up in the jungle with no escape mechanism, he will die. So that means instead of going for the Morphling, and now you go for the Morphling, but bad positioning. Why you go and run up to the Morphling? He has to, if he wants to run away, either go up and face the Mirana, or go left and be alone in the jungle. Instead, he goes down, and you were down, but you go up again. That means you miss the kill opportunity because you lose the vision. And you see that the Morphling is going to run away pretty happily. And now you're going again away, and you could have used the ultimate and killed the Morphling. But not going into the tower, you do not know where the Dragon Knight is. If you get stunned under the tower, you'll go down, and this is what happens. So you get stunned, not on the tower, and 2 bounces go on the creeps, and that means the Dragon Knight is going to escape, no problem. So what went wrong in this gank? First, Mirana was not here, so you did not wait. You did not wait for Mirana. You had an invisibility rune. Time was in your favor. Wait up for the Mirana to you actually see the Mirana doing something. That means she actually listens to you. She actually sees you're here. And then go for the enemy. And then make up your mind. Go either for the Morphling or for the Dragon Knight, not for both. So if you go for the Dragon Knight, go and try to kill him. If you go for the Morphling, use everything to get the kill. Don't like wait one and half time and go for a bit on the Morphling using a Lucent Beam on the Morphling, and then use the ultimate on the Dragon Knight, and then both of them run away. So now we see that creep wise she's at 19 for 8, and Invoker is 28 for 6, and he's really winning this lane in terms of experience as well. She's level 7, she's level 6. So let's speed up a bit. And as I was saying, with this Luna, you have to be really concerned about time management. Time management is key. You have to know when to farm, you have to know when to gank. And right now, you spend a lot of time having unsuccessful ganks. That means you have spent a lot of time not farming. So ganking, not having these successful ganks is really hurting you. Because as I said, you're not a Night Stalker, you're not a Punch. So you really want to get this farm. And you really want to get as much creep kills as possible. So now she's still trying to farm up against the Invoker, and again a lot of mana. And just imagine she used this Lucent Beam before to harass down the enemy, and now she's gonna see the enemy getting the kills on her allies. She's gonna try and catch them, and she's gonna go for this long route to catch them up. If you really want to catch someone, just run this way, and you might be able to catch someone running away. Now she's not going to be able, and she's going to run around again. So that again is time you actually waste farming. It's time you're not spending farming. 10 minutes in, 25 creep seals only. Remember what I said when I talked about carries? If you're a carry hero and you're doing fine, like you were doing mid lane, Invoker was not laying the smackdown on you, he was not harassing you a lot, you want to have at least 50 creep kills for 10 first minute. She's gonna go on the Kunkka and not using the tether with maximum efficiency. So now she's gonna go on the Darkseer. Darkseer is gonna take a lot of damage, and here, very good decision, she's gonna go around the wall, otherwise she would have been killed. So using the salve here and going again on the Kunkka. Kunkka used his Tidebringer, he has no mana left, and the Invoker used his Sunstrike, so she could have kept on fighting the Kunkka. Instead she runs away. I'm not gonna comment that choice here because it's still a safety decision in case someone teleported in to attack. So it's not a bad decision per se, it's just you could have stayed and fight. So I was saying mid lane, the time where Invoker almost died and ran away in the Ghost form, if she used the Lucent Beam before to harass down the Invoker, she would have went down to this attack. Instead, being very conservative with the mana, not a good choice. So now she's gonna go back mid, and this is time wasted because right now, let's look at the lane. 2 in the mid lane, 2 in the bottom lane, no one in the top lane. This farm is getting wasted. You're a carry hero, you need to farm. Mid lane already occupied by 2 of your allies. You do not have any. You do not have the ultimate ready, so do not try to gank. There's no need of ganking if your ultimate is down. So what can you do? Farm up. And where can you farm up? Top lane, especially since the creep waves are actually pushing towards your tower, so it's not even dangerous. You're not even farming here. You're only farming under your tower. So decision making again, time management. What do I want to do? Ganking or farming? You're Luna. You're not a Pouch again, so you want to farm. And now you're gonna see that Luna is gonna go alone in the jungle, so very dangerous. And she's gonna run into the Dragon Knight, and she's gonna really run into in Myzzrym, and she's gonna die because of this. Stunned, Sunstrike, and Waveform, and this is you know, this is just obvious because as a Luna, you're very squishy, especially since you do not have any HP item. A bottle, a ring of Azilos, power tread, and agility form, nothing is gonna help you survive the hits. And if you get stunned, it's just lights out. So you have to be careful about going in first as a Luna. If you have your ultimate, it might be a good choice. You might get someone, you know, very quickly, a quick kill and go away. If not, which is the case here, you do not have your ultimate. Wait for someone else to initiate. A good arrow, okay. A good arrow, it means let's go. Then a good, you know, Warlock ultimate, okay, it means let's go as well. But you do not have any ultimate. Mirana did not initiate. Warlock did not initiate. Don't go in on your own. You will get killed. So right now we see again not using the Lucent Beam to harass down the Kunkka whenever he comes, and that means the Kunkka can actually trade bro pretty well. He used the Tidebringer to wear you down, and you don't answer with the Lucent Beam, so he can keep on doing this again and again and again.
Denied.
So sitting at 30 for 11. Right now you might be looking at the score and saying, oh well, we're screwed, it's 9 for 1. This is not the case. More so than the kill, it's the map control and the you know, the strategy behind it that comes into mind to say if you're screwed or not. Right now the problem is you're getting out farmed, and you have to see this and say, okay, we're making too many mistakes, overextension, you know, getting too aggressive on our ganks, not getting the kills but instead getting killed. What does that mean? That means I have to go and play safe and farm, and this is something you do not do. So again, you're full mana, you just use the bottle once and you just get killed. Now if you actually, you know, it's actually hard to imagine, but using the Lucent Beam to keep down the enemy on your lane will actually make him think twice before tower diving, because you will be able to, you know, he will be like mid health instead of full health, and you don't want to, like, you know, oh, so fight's gonna happen mid. Luna dodges the boat, and she has the ultimate, but she does not pop it yet. So now she pops it. 1, 2, 3 strikes, 4 strike, 5 strike on the Kunkka, but Kunkka now too tanky for this, and he's gonna be quite okay. So now sitting in the mid lane with the Mirana, competing for farm, instead not going on the bottom lane to farm. So right now they're sitting at 3 hero on the mid lane, and that means this lane and this lane are actually, you know, wasting the farm. So again, carry hero, you see no rune here, no problem, go and farm here. Don't stay as 5 hero in the mid lane. If you're the Warlock here, no problem, you're the support hero, you push and you actually put pressure on the mid lane. It's good, it's great, it allows your carries to farm. But if your carries are not farming, it's wasting time. Plus, if you're gathering as 5 heroes, that means either you're defending a tower, you're going on someone, or you're pushing a tower. Can you push the tower right now? Warlock has the ultimate, Luna does not have the ultimate, Mirana has everything, Linkerlight has everything, Wisp has everything, and the Morphling on the bottom lane with the TP scroll. Pushing a tower might be very dangerous at that point, and the tower is not even close to getting killed. So do not press your luck, go and farm instead. So what you're gonna see here is Luna actually going on the Kunkka, but here stop for a moment. Very good ultimate by the Warlock, but Luna is gonna run away from the boat. This is the worst thing to do. The boat goes very, very far from the Kunkka. That means if you run towards the Kunkka, 90% of the time the boat won't hit you. And right now all your enemies are stunned, so there's no reason why you want to run away from them. So now you're gonna get stunned by the boat and getting a lot of damage. And instead of getting a kill on the darks here, she's gonna run away. So only Invoker dying here in this fight, where you could have gotten 2 kills. And again, see this bottom lane pushed. It's actually farm you're wasting. You want to get this farm. So staying on the mid lane, not doing anything. It's actually a very, very common mistake in pubs, because you do not know what to do, and you're like, oh, my allies are here, so I might as well stay here. Since I was mid lane, I'm gonna stay mid lane. And let's see what she does here. So she's not gonna do anything, and she's gonna back up middle. What just happened for this 1 minute? See, she left this mid lane at 1930. She went on the top lane, she did not do anything, she just watched the creep, and then she went down in the mid lane. 1 minute wasted. It's 5% of the game time right now. and it's actually 1 minute is 2 waves, and it's 10 creep kills. It's approximately 500 gold. So this actually is really showing all the mistakes she has done since the beginning is just imaged by this little action here. Wasting time. Time management, very important in Dota. So be careful about what you do with your time. And instead you're gonna sit here in the mid lane again, trying to farm up whatever you can. And it's not efficient time use. Instead, see top lane again, farm that's wasted, bottom lane again, farm that's wasted. And she's gonna go on the bottom lane and farm. So this is actually what you should do. You have a teleport scroll. If ever there's something, you teleport to help. But if there's not, you go away. And now, right now, teleporting to the mid lane, very good decision. You see the lane is pushed, so you want to get some creep kills. And now, the thing that is not so good is going to the top lane when there are already 3 heroes heading top. So that means you won't get your share anyway. Wasting time again, running back and forth, back and forth. And now, no one is on the top lane anymore, and you decide to go for the mid lane instead of going for the top lane and farm. So, take a TP scroll, and instead of finishing your Ring of Achilles here, you see that the main problem is you're actually getting pressured because all your allies are farming the lane and all the other lanes are far away from your base. So, when this happens, and when you see you're so far behind, you have to do something as a carry. You're the carry, you have to do something to help your team win the game when everything is going wrong. How can you do this? No one's in the jungle, right? Try to get an early Helm of the Dominator with the few gold you can manage, and go in the jungle and farm, get as many items as you can, and teleport scroll to help your allies. All the rest of the time, farm in the jungle. You're the Luna, and you can farm very quickly with those bouncing blades. So, again, sitting here with everyone, and you're gonna see how far they are behind. Now they catch the Morphling alone, and all the team fight is gonna happen here. Luna is not paying attention, she's not watching, and now she's watching. So, very good Warlock ultimate again, using the ultimate from Luna, killing everyone. So, right now you see they have a good team fight. They used everything, and they managed to sneak up 2 kills and almost a last kill on the Kunkka. He's still quite tanky. But you're gonna see how far in the items they are when the Invoker comes in, and he's gonna land a double kill here, and Wisp is just gonna escape barely. So in a 5v5 fight, they will probably lose, and that means you really have to go and farm up the difference, because right now you're so far in the farm. It's not even funny. I mean, you can't do anything. You have Ring of Achilles, Power Tread, Bottle. That's all. You get killed by 2 spells from the Invoker. So again, here you see that they're getting attacked in the jungle, and going on Dragon Knight alone is suicide, because their allies might be here, and you know that you don't have your ultimate. Your Warlock doesn't have his ultimate. You just use it on the fight, and now they're going to go, and that is some free kills you might get. So Dragon Knight gonna get killed, and Darkseer gonna get killed as well. So this is actually, so that's some really good experience and kills you really needed. And now you see that Luna is going to go for the BKB with the Augury Axe. So the thought process behind getting a BKB is not flawed at all. It's I have to stand in the team fight and not get killed. And what is killing me right now? Invoker spells, magic damage coming from everyone, and you know, getting a BKB is a stable pick for everything, for this for team fights. And right now, again, they're gonna get kicked off. So BKB, good item, but they're getting outfought so hard that even with the BKB, you won't be able to do anything. So right now, already 3 going down, and you're gonna try and fight. You're gonna get 1 kill, and that's all. That's all. You're gonna go down. So now, GG is gonna get called by some heroes, and Alevyr is gonna answer a bit eager. The Ancient isn't dead, so that means it isn't game over. This is actually a very good way of thinking. Why is this? It's because this game may be already lost, right? It's like so far behind, 25-8. Map control is lost. You have nothing here. No one has items. Your carry doesn't have items. Morphling is beyond godlike, and you might be saying, okay, so yeah, game's over. Thing is, even if the game is over, keeping the fight, keep fighting, keeping keeping really the fight going on, will help you in the long run, because it will help you learning to play when you're under pressure. Again, running away from the boat and taking the boat to the face. So, little trick to dodge the Kunkka boat: run towards the Kunkka, don't run away from the Kunkka. So let's see, why is this actually useful to fight when the game is obviously lost? It is useful because there are games where you will be able to turn the game around. These games happen a lot more than you think, and that means in these kind of games you will have the experience of fighting from the bottom of the hill. You're the team that is losing, but stress management and game control, you know that you're under pressure, you know that you're losing, still you don't give up, you play on and you play well and you focus on the game, and this is actually going to help you win this kind of games. So every time you see a game that is going very bad, just think to yourself, what can I do from this situation? Let's imagine that the game is not going so bad, and let's imagine that right now I'm maybe very far behind, I have no form, but my allies can do something, my team composition can do something, or my enemies are spending time farming instead of pushing. What can I do? What can I do? And if you ask yourself those questions every time, you will be able to change and really turn back the tides of the game more time than you could think. And right now, Luna is doing the right thing, is getting wards. Your support heroes are not getting the wards, fine. It's 200 gold for you. You manage to get those 200 gold. You can plant them down. Plant those wards down. It will actually help you not getting killed, and not getting killed is saving more than 200 than buying a set of ward, right? It's way worse. If you die, anyway you lose more than 200 gold, and plus you lose time. So right now, being very careless here, running away, and you want to place those wards in defensive manner. This is a defensive ward. This is a defensive ward as well. So you cover the entrance of your jungle, and then you can go on and jungle. So don't try to go and do something on this on here. So you see, if this kind of thing happen, you have to go and fight under the tower. Instead, the Warlock is gonna get killed before using his ultimate. The Wisp is gonna get caught up as well, and that is a team fight you might have wanted to avoid. So getting the Darkseer but getting killed instead, not worth it. So when you're getting pressured that much into the late game, but you still have your towers, do not, I repeat, do not fight here. Leave your towers fall, let your tower fall, fight under your towers here, on the high ground. Because they will have to move on the high ground, that means no vision, that means there's a tower here, and that means there's a very little, ledge area here, that forces your enemy to just stay there, to go from here. And this is very good for heroes like Warlock, who put an ultimate there, and everyone's stunned. Same for the Necrolite. Everyone's grouped up. Cool. The Death Pulse is gonna do even more damage.
The stench of death is upon you.
Alright, so right now I'm gonna go over the recap, because the game is pretty much over. You're gonna see that in the next 10 minutes all the barracks are gonna go down, and they're gonna go and make the same mistake here as they did there. That means fight on the low ground. Do not throw away your game. Even if you're going to lose, fight on the high ground. You might turn the battle. So let's recap whatever happened from second one. First, choosing the lane. Luna, good mid laner, but you could have led the Necrolite or even the Mirana mid lane, because you might have gotten a support hero like a Warlock on your side, and that means you can farm up and he can heal you. That means you can get more farm and you can focus on farm. If you do not know when to gank, do not go in the mid lane, because the fact of the matter is, even if you manage to get some kills, even if you manage to get some like 6-6 ratio, and you might say, oh, I wasn't doing so bad in this game, it's not the case. You have a farming hero that is Luna. You have to know how to play the Luna. That means you have to know when to farm. You're gonna see here that they're gonna die again. So I'm gonna continue going over my little rant here. So first, the lane, choosing the lane. Second, controlling the courier. You hit the 6-minute mark, you hit the 600 gold mark, you want to get the bottle as quickly as possible. And that means, if you want to get the bottle as fast as possible, ask for the courier. This time, the courier was sending a magic wand to the warlock top lane when you had your bottle. And this is a huge mistake, because a magic wand, what the hell, man? I mean, the bottle is really important, so you really have to, you don't have to be a dick about it. You just can say, sorry guy, sorry dude, I really need my bottle, so I will use the courier a bit. So I will send you the, the magic stick later on, and you get the bottle. Second thing is mana management. You're full mana, you have a bottle, use this Lucent Beam for hell's sake. Do not stay there and with full mana. So, using the lane control trick, using your mana, using your nukes, focusing on the last hit, you saw how far behind she was compared to the invoker. And last, know when to gank. You're no Pudge, you're no Dark, you're no Night Stalker, so that means you have a high priority on farming instead of ganking. And at last, know where you should be. Time management, map, position management. Be on the sides where you can farm. Don't be on the sides where you are actually staying with your allies doing nothing. And in the end, you also have to be careful about what items you go for. You have to be very flexible with your items. Going for a BKB, it's always good. But in that case, you're so far behind, you need something to turn the game around. So that means farming up in the jungle, getting the wards to protect the jungle, and getting a Helm of the Dominator, farming up all the jungle that you can, and getting these big items. At the very last, team fight under your own towers. Don't team fight in the low ground. Right. I think this will be it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys actually learned something from it. And I'll see you guys next time. See ya!